concept of the end times has captivated human imagination for millennia. But what's truly mind-bending is how Revelation describes not just an ending, but a complete cosmic reboot of reality itself.
You know what fascinates me most about these prophecies? The way they interweave both global events and deeply personal moments. Should we break down this cosmic timeline?
Let's start with what kicks everything off the rapture. Ancient texts describe this moment as happening in the twinkling of an eye, which scientists tell us is about 1/500th of a second. Just imagine in less time than it takes to blink, millions of people transform.
Well, that's interesting, so it's not some drawn-out process like we see in movies. What happens to those left behind?
Here's where it gets intense, the rise of a global leader who, according to the text, will perform such convincing signs and wonders that even the most skeptical would be amazed. Historical patterns show how crisis often leads to centralized power, but this goes far beyond that.
And yet people throughout history have claimed various leaders were this figure. What makes this description different?
The scale and supernatural elements are unprecedented. We're talking about someone who apparently recovers from a fatal wound, controls the global economy through a marking system, and commands worldwide worship. Then comes what the text calls Armageddon. Not just a battle, but the battle.
The imagery in that section is so vivid, a rider on a white horse, armies of heaven. It's like the ultimate reversal of power.
Right? And then we get this fascinating 1,000-year period where, according to the prophecy, even nature itself is transformed. Isaiah talks about wolves lying down with lambs, children playing with cobras. It's like a preview of the final restoration.
That peaceful period actually makes the final rebellion even more shocking, doesn't it? Even with perfect conditions, some still choose to rebel.
Which brings us to the main event, the new heaven and new earth. The dimensions described for the New Jerusalem are massive, about 1,500 miles in each direction. That's roughly the distance from New York to Denver, but in a perfect cube.
So we're talking about a city that would stretch from Canada to Mexico and just as high up into the atmosphere. The scale is almost incomprehensible.
And get this, the walls are described as being made of jasper, but transparent like crystal. Modern scientists have actually discovered that pure jasper crystals can indeed be transparent, something ancient writers wouldn't have known.
The attention to detail in these descriptions really stands out, even down to the specific types of precious stones used in the foundations.
You know what's particularly striking? The text emphasizes that this isn't just about physical transformation, it's about the complete elimination of death, sorrow, and pain. Modern neuroscience is just beginning to understand how deeply grief and joy are wired into our brain.
That's such a crucial point. We're talking about a fundamental rewiring of human experience itself.
And for those wondering about timing, while the text says no one knows the day or hour, it does give signs to watch for. Interestingly, many of these signs align with current global trends: increased natural disasters, technological advancement, and global interconnectedness.
Well, that brings up an important question. How should people respond to all this information?
The text is pretty clear. It's meant to be both a warning and a hope. Like any good story, knowing the ending should influence how we live now. Whether someone takes it literally or metaphorically, the core message is about ultimate justice and renewal.
That really puts our current challenges in perspective, doesn't it? Everything we're dealing with is temporary in light of this bigger picture.
Exactly, and that's perhaps the most practical takeaway. Whatever someone believes about the details, this vision has inspired hope and resilience in people for thousands of years. It suggests that our actions now have eternal significance.